I finally made an engineer build, and it could be good. Welcome back to another BitLegend video. That's right, boys. I did the impossible. I made a build with the engineer talents. It is another passive tank build. So the goal of this build is to be most effective when used on autopilot. Right now and for the foreseeable future, the autopilot will not use your ultimate abilities. So if your goal is to just auto content like raids and world boss and all that good stuff, ultimate ability is not helping you. So it might help you pass through difficult flags, difficult content, and as of a couple days ago, they changed the cost to reset your talents and to swap classes. So it's much more affordable. I think it's to reset your talents is 50 gems, something like that, and to swap classes I think is 88 gems. So that's much more doable. You can get that just from like daily bonuses and just running content each day. So not gonna cry about that one. So there you go. Yeah, you can flip around, you can do some stuff. Now, if you are, let's say you're like level 50 in Bounty Hunter and you want to swap, and let's say you swap to NG, you will stay level 50 in Bounty Hunter if you ever return. But when you're in NG, you're going to be level 0 NG as far as the class talents. Your character level stays the same, of course. So if you ever go back, it'll be there waiting for you. You don't lose anything, but those points don't come with you. So take it for what it is. Let's get on to the video. The reason I made this build is because I have like 52% damage reduction, and depending on what I'm wearing, I have like up to 75% block, and I can still get one shot through the raid 6 boss. If he hits me with something nasty, a crit or something like that, I can still get one shot through block. That shouldn't happen. I probably have the highest damage reduction out of any character in the entire game right now. I'm saying that. And I have a ton of other defensive bonuses. But I'm still getting wrecked. It's not every time. It's like maybe 1 in every 5 times, and my team is still able to clean it up. And if I need to, I can use a potion on myself. But like, what the heck? I've got really good defensive gear, and I'm still getting shreked by the raid boss. I'm doing great in raid 7, in World Boss 7 on the highest difficulty. That's no big deal. I rarely ever die there, and I don't lose those anymore. But what the heck? What the heck? Why is raid 6 boss killing me? So we had to think about it. If I'm still getting rocked through my 52% damage reduction, maybe damage reduction sucks. Maybe it's not working. If you look at basically every single weapon in the game, it's all elemental damage. It's photon or thermal or cold or whatever. So the theory I have right now, because when I had 10% damage reduction and when I had 50% damage reduction, it feels like I'm getting hit for the same. There's variability and it's hard to test that. So I'm not saying it definitively, but just off feel, it feels like the damage reduction is not making a difference. So if it does help, then it doesn't feel like it's doing a ton. Maybe that's wrong. I'm asking the devs. I want to get a response on that. But as of right now, I'm starting to look other places. And I'm looking towards getting elemental resists. So that's what we're looking at. Let's actually start at the bottom. So if we go down here, we're going to start in the bottom. This is the system line. And basically, we picked up every single defensive passive ability that a tank would want. Super simple. We don't have any ultimate abilities. You don't have to worry about that. And I also did it correct this time and made sure to watch out for all the different lines that connect different abilities so that I'm getting everything in the correct order. So we're going to go down here. We're going to get 10 block. We're going to get 5 damage reduction. We're going to get 5% leech, not because we want it, but we need to unlock the next stuff. We're going to get 5% hit points because nothing wrong with that. And then we're going to get virus attack. So what the heck is this? When taking first action, deals 20% of hit point limit damage to 2 random enemies with full hit points and reduces their speed by 10%. What the heck does that mean? Basically, assume this skill does nothing because I'm putting this on a tank build and you're probably not going to attack first. So the chance that there's enemies that are still full health, if this works the way that it reads, all the enemies might have taken damage already, so maybe this skill doesn't do anything. But if it does do anything, it should reduce their hit points by 20%, and that should be of their max hit points. So if that works, it would take everybody down to, it would take 2 enemies down to 80. So that could be cool. And then reducing speed by 10%. Maybe that's significant, maybe it's not. So basically, the only reason we're taking this skill is to unlock Firewall. But if it works, cool. If it doesn't work, no big deal. And we're getting Firewall because we're going to get 10% elemental resistance, and we're getting 2.5% speed. I don't hate speed on a tank. I got no problems with that. That is going to cost you 51 points. So let's go on up here. So now we're going to program. And I'll talk about the totals. I total everything up here for you guys. First thing we're going to do, we're going to grab Strike, not because we want it, because we have to. We need to get Strike. And we get Strike because we're going to unlock Dodge later. But we get Strike, so that's 5% triple Strike. Then we're going to get Block. So we're going to get 10 block here. That's going to bring our total to 20 block. That's we're getting pretty big. And then down here in Elemental Resistance, 10 more Elemental Resistance. So you're getting 20% block, you're getting 20% Elemental Resistance, and then that unlocks Dodge and Deflect. You're going to get 2.5% deflect, and I'm still assuming that level 100 is the max for class level. I don't think anybody's actually reached that yet, but we're still assuming that. So we can't get 50 points here, we can get 49 points. So you'll max out deflect, and you'll put the rest of the points in dodge. So you're going to get 4.5% dodge. But the main purpose of all of this is 20% block, 20% elemental resistance. If you look at the skills on all the monsters that you fight, let's say you're in Raid 6 and you catch one of the dinosaurs. If you look at his skills, it's thermal damage, or photon damage, or cold damage, or whatever the heck they are. If you look at any weapon that you pick up, I couldn't find a single physical damage weapon. If you look at the offensive pets that you get from the gacha store, 9 out of 10 are elemental types. So if damage reduction's not doing it, or maybe damage reduction only works against physical damage, which I hope is not the case, but it could be, then we got to turn to elemental resistance, and the engineer can get the most elemental resistance, and that is 20%. Now to compare it to Kung Fu, Kung Fu gets 10%, so that's okay. And if you're deep in Kung Fu, I wouldn't really suggest swapping right now. And I'm not sure if the Bounty Hunter tank gets any elemental resistance. But I would say if you're deep in Kung Fu, I wouldn't swap around. And if you're just kind of on the fence on what you should do, remember this is theory. What I do with these videos, I post a theory, then I go out and test it, and then I report back on how I like it. And so I haven't done this yet. I'm probably going to end up waiting a little bit. I don't know how long it's going to take them to do the Artist. That's the 4th class coming out. So I kind of want to wait and see what Artist looks like, and if they're going to do a 5th class, and see what the heck's going on. Also, I really want the dev to respond and release the math on how damage reduction works, how elemental resistance works. Does bonus damage reduce your damage reduction? Does bonus like photon damage ignore your damage reduction? What is going on? Why is this boss hitting me so freaking hard? I don't think damage reduction is doing nothing, but it's ridiculous. I got 52% damage reduction and like 70% block and like 5 to 10 in every other defensive stat. But the Raid 6 boss can still just chunk me. Doesn't make any sense. Also, I did talk to him about adding a redirect bonus, and he was thinking about that, talking about it, that kind of thing. So that's really good. Adding redirect would be one of the most important things for the entire meta of the game, and especially for tank players. But we'll talk about redirect another time. So to total this thing up, 20% resist, 20 block, 5 DR, 2.5% deflect or diversion, 4.5% dodge, 5% hit points, 5% leech, 5% strike, and that weird speed debuff thing that we talked about. So this is definitely competitive with the other build. It just depends on what does the math look like. How does elemental resistance stack up against damage reduction is what the question is. And if elemental resistance is king, that means that the passive engineer is king as well. But like I said, if you're knee deep in another class, I would say chill, wait, don't make any big changes, kind of stay the course. Because Kung Fu, it's definitely viable. I mean, I'm still killing the raid, I'm still killing raid boss, I'm still getting everything done. But I'm always looking to improve things and to get to that kind of next level. And I'm trying to carry folks. Can't carry if I'm dying. So there you go. I did the impossible. I made a build with Engineer. I'm very excited to see what the heck Artist is going to be. I think he insinuated, well, it's not I think, he insinuated that Artist was going to be DPS focused. Get out of here, Flappa. That's going to be DPS focused, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to have like a tank line or a support line or something like that. I'm still kind of complaining. I don't think it makes any sense in the world why I have to get strike to unlock dodge. Why are they forcing tanks to get offensive bonuses? Why are you forcing DPS players to get defensive bonuses? I don't like this linear tree structure where I've got to unlock one to unlock another. I do understand when it's something like spend 10 points to unlock the next tier, spend 20 points to unlock the third tier. I understand that, but don't put these lines in here and don't tell me what to do. It's my build. I'll tell you what to do. But as always, I appreciate you guys for watching these videos. I want you guys to join the Discord. I want you guys to get into the Hunger Games, get those friend slots. I've given out a ton. We've given out like 20 friend slots of the top tier players, and I've got about 20 more slots to go through Hunger Games. So if you want friend slots, that is where to get it. But as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.